Good morning, children. Hope you all are fine at your home. So, we have already started the chapter in class 6, chapter 4, that is sorting of materials into groups. So, in that chapter, in the previous class, we have learned about different types of object, how these objects are made up of, some common characteristics of material, and the physical properties of material. We have already learned. And in physical properties, what we have studied? Yes, we have studied the physical state and the appearance. In appearance, we have studied about color, luster, texture and the hardness of material. So let's start from the next topic, next physical property of the material, that is the solubility and insolubility of the materials. So solubility and insolubility. First, solubility and insolubility. So this is also one of the physical properties of material. Soluble substance or materials, what are they? Actually, those substances which are soluble in water, they are called soluble substances. Okay, those substances, either they are solid, liquid or gas. If they are soluble in water, they are called soluble substances. If it is solid, then it is called soluble substance, and if it is liquid, if any liquid is soluble in water, then it is called miscible liquids. Okay, so those substances soluble in water are called soluble or miscible substances. For example, sugar, salt, milk, juice. These all are soluble substances because they all soluble in water. Now comes to insoluble substances. So insoluble substances are those substances which are not dissolved in water, which are not soluble in water. Okay, either they can be solid, liquid or gas. Solid such as sand, like mud, like chalk powder, or in liquid we can take oil, okay, mercury. These all cannot be dissolved in water. In gases also, some gases are also soluble and insoluble. Gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, they are soluble in water. So we can add here also CO2, O2. These all are gases which are soluble in water. Okay, and insoluble substance which are not dissolved in water, which are not soluble in water, they are called insoluble substance. So those substances which does not dissolve in water are called insoluble substances. For example, sand, chalk powder, these all are insoluble in water. Okay, like oil, like mercury, these are the liquid, immiscible liquid. Immiscible liquid means they are not dissolved or mixed with water properly. They are immiscible liquid. But in the case of solid, we are call it substance. But in the case of liquid, we are tell it immiscible or miscible. So oil and mercury are immiscible liquids. And among the gases, nitrogen, helium, etc., they also are not mixed with water. So you can pause the video and have a look on it. Okay, so children, so these things are immiscible in water. Do you know, children, for this property, water is a unique liquid, and water has the capacity to dissolve maximum amount of other substances, and that's why water is called universal solvent. Yes, because it has ability or capacity to dissolve different amount of substances, maximum amount of substances. I am not telling all the substances, but maximum amount of substances can be dissolved in water. That's why water is also called universal solvent. So now let's start with the next property, that is the flotation. Flotation. Flotation means, children, the floating capacity of any object over water. Okay, so some of the objects are light than water and some of the objects are heavier than water. So those objects which are lighter than water, they always float on water, and the objects which are heavier than water, they always sink inside the water, डूब जाते हैं. Okay, so we can also divide the object on the basis of their flotation capacity. Those objects which are light, we can make them categorized in one group, and those objects which are heavier, we can categorize in another group. So this is also one of the physical property of materials on which we can classify the materials, like objects such as wood, plastic, paper, float on water as they are lighter than water. But the object such as metals, the objects which are made up of iron, aluminium, or any other metal, or the liquids like mercury, benzene, these all are heavier than water, so they always sink in water. Materials such as metals, liquids, mercury, benzene, these are heavier than water, so they always sink in water as they are heavier than water. So this is one of the property on which we can classify the materials, on which we can group the materials. Okay. Now comes to the next property, that is behavior towards light. Fifth one, behavior towards light. So behavior towards light, actually whose behavior we are considering here? Actually we are considering here the behavior of different types of object towards light. Okay, different types of object towards light, that is the behavior towards light. So on the basis of behavior towards light, object can be classified into three categories. On the basis of behavior towards light, object can be classified into three categories, and that are, first one is transparent object. Transparent objects are that objects which is allowing the light to pass through them completely. Okay, and in other words, we can also say that light can pass through transparent object clearly, and there is no any obstacle. So that is called what? Transparent object. For example, water, air, acrylic sheet, these all are transparent object, like glass, window panes, that are called transparent object, because we can see the other side also, the object through which we can see the other side, that is the transparent object. Those object which allow light to pass through them are called transparent objects. Okay, so as I told you that those objects which allow light to pass through them completely, they are called transparent object. For example, here I can write here water, air, window pans, etc. So these all are what? Transparent object. This is the first category of materials on the basis of behavior towards light. Now comes to second category of material. Second is translucent objects. Those objects which allow a partial amount of light, a very little amount of light to pass through it, that is called translucent object, through which we cannot see clearly the other side. That is called translucent object. For example, if you take a colored polythene sheet, or if you take any paper and put a drop of oil on it or a wax on it, that time the material becomes translucent, means it passes a small amount of light to pass through it. We have just an idea about the other side, but we cannot see it clearly. If we keep the paper in which we have put the oil or wax, if we keep the paper just in front of our mouth and if we try to see the other side, we cannot see the other side. Okay, but it gives a hazy idea about the other side because they are allowing a little amount of light to pass through it. They are called translucent material. Okay, those materials which allows a little amount of light to pass through it are called translucent materials. Example, oily paper, ground glass, frosted glass, etc. That means which allow a very little or partial amount of light to pass through them, they are called translucent object. Now that is the second category of material on the basis of behavior towards light, and there is one more category, the last category on the basis of behavior towards light, that is the opaque objects. Opaque objects. Opaque objects. So children, as those materials which do not allow light at all to pass through them, they are called opaque objects. Okay. For example, if we take book in front of our face or through the wall, this wall, can we see the other side of the room? Through this wall, can we see the other side of the room? No, it's not possible. Okay. If we take any book or any wooden cardboard or any metal, we cannot see the other side because they are not allowing the light to pass through them. So that's why they are called opaque object. Those materials which do not allow light to pass through them are called opaque materials. Example, wood, metals, rocks, etc. So this is all about today's class. We have already learned the different types of materials on the basis of behavior towards light, solubility and soluble and insoluble materials, as well as the flotation of the materials. So we will continue this video in the next class.